hello everybody once again, Thomas here. Welcome to SFF180. It is Monday, December the 15th. Only 2 weeks left in 2014. Christmas coming up fast. And it is time for another mailbag. And if I can keep the big old stack from falling, as you see, it's a rather modest, sort of average sized haul for the week. I hope all of you had a good week. As you might be able to tell, I don't know how bags under the eyes bad I look in this video, probably look terrible, but I have spent most of the day, I'm shooting this Sunday night, driving most of the expanse of Texas, went back to visit my dad. He's doing fine, actually much better than expected. Without further ado, let's just dig in and see what the publishers have sent. All right, everybody, this is a fantastic surprise to start the mailbag with this week. This is a book called Superposition. It comes out from Pyre on April 7th. And as you see, the author is someone named David Walton. Now, David Walton is a guy who debuted with a fantasy novel from Tor in like I think it was 2013. Yeah, it was last year. Which I thought was fantastic. It was called Quintessence. Knocked me on my butt. Wonderful book. I gave it a 4-star rave. Said it was one of the very best debuts I'd read, in many a moon. Apparently it just died. Nobody bought it, despite the fact it had a fantastic sort of sea monster on the cover. And Tor subsequently rejected the sequel. David Walton, in fact, emailed me to thank me for that review and mentioned that he had written and then self-published a sequel to that book, which he was going to send me, but he never did. But now, suddenly out of the blue, Pyre has sort of resurrected his career, and he has an SF novel here called Superposition. So let's see what this is all about. Oh, okay. Well, they've pull quoted me on the back of this, so that's nice. But anyway, it says here, Jacob Kelly's family is turned upside down when an old friend turns up, waving a gun and babbling about an alien quantum intelligence. The mystery deepens when the friend is found dead in an underground bunker, apparently murdered the night he appeared at Jacob's house. Jacob is arrested for the murder and put on trial. As the details of the crime slowly come to light, the weave of reality becomes ever more tangled, twisted by miraculous new technology and a quantum creature, unconstrained by the normal limits of space and matter. With the help of his daughter, Alessandria, Jacob must find the true murderer before the creature destroys his family and everything he loves. Sounds like it has a lot of indistinguishable from magic technology in it. That's okay, but it says it's a quantum physics murder mystery, book one of a mind-bending near-future science fiction techno-thriller duology altogether. So, Superposition from the vastly underrated David Walton. Hope it's as good as Quintessence, but this comes out April 7th. And here is something from Penguin. Okay, well here's something that I actually got back when it came out in hardcover, but unfortunately I did not manage to get it in the queue in time. But here is the paperback version. It's called The Flight of the Silvers. First book in something called, coincidentally enough, the Silvers series. Author is Daniel Price. And, well, let's see. It says, let's see, The Silvers series, thrilling, genre-bending saga about 6 extraordinary people whose fates become intertwined on an Earth far different from their own. Without any warning, the world comes to an end for Hannah and Amanda Given. The sky looms frigid white, the electricity falters, and airplanes everywhere crash to the ground. But the Givens are saved by 3 mysterious strangers, fearsome and beautiful beings who force a simple silver bracelet onto each sister's wrist. Within moments, the sky comes down in a crushing sheet of light, and everything around them is gone. Shielded from the devastation by their silver adornments, the Givens suddenly find themselves elsewhere. A strange new Earth, where restaurants move through the air like flying saucers and that's strange. Maybe a Douglas Adams homage there. And the fabric of time is manipulated by common household appliances. Soon, Hannah and Amanda are joined by 4 other survivors from their world, an acerbic cartoonist, a shy teenage girl, a brilliant young Australian, and a troubled ex-prodigy. Hunted by enemies they never knew they had, and afflicted with temporal abilities they never wanted, the sisters and their companions begin a cross-country journey to find the one man who can save them before time runs out. Alrighty, you know, sounds a little tongue-in-cheeky there. A bit of a superhero saga, origin story kind of thing. You might say Flight of the Silvers by Daniel Price. Let me know in the comments. And I guess this is out now, or out very soon, in trade paperback. It said January 6th for that paperback. Anyway, here is something from HarperCollins. Okay, and this is a little mass market paperback of a book called Stonehill Downs. I remember getting the email query about this from Harper. The author is Sarah Remy. No actual sell sheet with it, but I know that this is a part of a line where they are doing the ebooks first, and then they're also doing like mass market paperback print copies a little later on. Anyway, it says, Malachi is the last of his kind, a magus, who can communicate with the dead and who relies on the help of spirits to keep his kingdom safe. When he's sent to investigate brutal murders in the isolated village of Stonehill Downs, he uncovers dangerous sorceries and unleashes a killer who strikes close to home. And then there are a couple other characters here. This is described as an epic fantasy, Stonehill Downs. And so anyway, it is here from Harper Voyager Impulse, an epic fantasy new from Sarah Raimi. Okay, looks to be a couple of titles from CreateSpace. So let's see what these are. All right, everyone. These are two books by an author named Lucas Bale. First two books in a series. This first volume is called The Heretic, and then this other one is called Defiance. And I'll tell you what it's all about in a minute, but now is a pretty good time as any to just address small press, independent writers, self-published writers. I get a lot of email queries from a whole bunch of you. I appreciate you writing in. If you send me a query and I don't respond to you, I apologize. As you might know from just looking at these mailbag videos, I am inundated with books, and it's all I can do to keep up with, you know, the major imprint releases, you know, let alone small press stuff. I know that's very unfair, you know. It's harder for the small press titles to get the review attention that they need, specifically because they need it. But in any event, don't give up, don't stop trying. I do appreciate hearing from you. And if I am able to look at your book and add it to the queue, and if I am able to write you back, I will do so. But if you don't get a response from me, it's not personal, it's just everything, okay? So, let's have a look and see what these two books are all about. Okay, Earth is gone. Well, that's inconvenient. Centuries have passed since the first cataclysm ended life on the blue planet. Humanity's survivors are now dispersed among distant colonies thousands of light years from the barren frozen rock that was once their home. A new republic is formed, one in which freedom no longer exists in return for the protection of the consulate magistratus. Citizens must concede their rights. The magistratus controls interstellar travel, access to technology, even procreation. Organized religion is forbidden, all crime is punished by banishment, and humanity's true history survives only in whispers of a secret archive. Yet there are those who preach a new religion and who want to be free. A revolution is coming. Okay, so here we have The Heretic and Defiance, first two volumes in this series, which is called, I think, the Beyond the Wall series, and the author is Lucas Bale. Package from Random House. Well, look at this, everybody. Shiny, shiny. This is a book that I also actually happen to have in hardcover. The author is Rachel Hartman. This is a young adult title called Seraphina, and it is now in trade paperback. As you can see, it's super pretty and everything. The newest member of the royal court, a uniquely gifted musician named Seraphina, holds a deep secret, one that she guards with all of her being. When a member of the royal family is brutally murdered, lots of murder mysteries this week, Seraphina is drawn into the investigation, alongside the dangerously perceptive and dashing Prince Lucian. But as the two uncover a sinister plot to destroy the wavering peace of the kingdom, Seraphina's struggle to protect her secret becomes increasingly difficult, while its discovery could mean her very life. Seraphina's tortuous journey to self-acceptance will make a magical, indelible impression on readers. And so, as you see, the very shiny, see all the shiny bits, the trade paperback version of the young adult novel Seraphina in trade paperback, which I just said because it's late and I'm tired and I'm getting redundant, comes out December 23rd for your Christmas shopping pleasure. And last but by no means least, a package from Penguin. Alrighty then, well, Jim Hines is one of the good guys, and his new book in his series, what's it called? Magic Ex Libris, Unbound. Now available in hardcover, or very soon available in hardcover, January 6th. From Daw. Says Jim Hines began the story of Libromancer Isaac Viano in the acclaimed Libromancer and Codex Born, books 1 and 2 of the Magic Ex Libris series. Now Isaac is back in Unbound. For 500 years, the Porters have concealed the existence of magic from the world. Now old enemies have their secrets, and an even bigger threat lurks in the shadows. A would-be queen, Meridiana, banished for 1,000 years, has returned in the body of a girl named Janetta Aboderin. There we go. She seeks an artifact created by Pope Sylvester II that would grant her the power to command an army of the dead. Well, Thuffrin Thuckatash. Alrighty then. Unbound by Jim Hines. Very fun writer, and this comes out January the 6th. And that is all we have for the mailbag this week, which is good because I'm just about to fall asleep in my chair. But if you like the look of any of the books that came in this week, anything looks exciting to you, you want me to add to the review queue as soon as possible, as always, please light up the comments, let me know which books those are. Otherwise, if you enjoyed watching, please, as always, leave a like, share this video far and wide with your SFF reading friends on social media, and above all, please subscribe. That is how this channel grows. Thank you once again for watching. Thanks to all of my new subs and new viewers, and until I see you next time, happy reading.